Welcome to Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, and we're picking up this series on the 11th of March 1982. Any of you following the series, you will probably be aware that I've gone through another winter off camera, and I've done that for two reasons, which I will explain in a minute. But first things first, a big thank you for your comments and feedback. Somebody pointed out here that I hadn't connected this heliport to my fire station here, and they were right actually. And I think this is one of the problems with placing these heliports next to these small buildings, and that is making sure that you do get the connection. But that mistake actually gave me an opportunity to put in a bus station here which needs to be built. Now the other thing somebody asked about was pollution, and I'm kind of reasonably happy with the pollution, but I'm going to take a look at it. I've got some pollution monitors in here somewhere, and it's just here, and yeah, it looks like the pollution's crept a little bit towards that side of the city. But the actual pollution from this food factory is okay. Of course, it doesn't tell you when you're in there. You've got to go into construction. You see there, the environmental pollution is 7.5 tons per year, so it's probably a little bit closer than it should be, but I don't think it's still a big problem. I don't think we're getting much pollution from the, strangely, we're not getting hardly any pollution from the coal-fired power station, coal-fire heating. What I've been doing down here is getting ready to bring this online, and one thing I found out was I didn't have a power supply here. But it's not a problem. The other thing I've also done is I've put in another heat exchanger in from here. So what that will do is put in all the heating from this side of Winchester, because I'm toying with the idea of possibly scrapping this, because I'm not sure. Let's see if we get any pollution from that side. Yeah, a little bit, but I still don't think it's a big problem. This all over here is far enough away to actually, the aluminium plant over here is far enough away from Expansion City not to affect it. If you look up at the top here, you see I've now got 4.7 million. But a lot of that is due to, if I go to exports, what you'll see is the aluminium is really bringing the cash in, and it's really good. And what I really need now is to get the rail tracks in here. Through the winter, I had an absolute nightmare through here, and someone said about redoing the signals over here with respect to my construction office, and I think they're quite right, but I think I'm going to be quite happy just to leave them the way they are at the moment. And the other area where I want to check the pollution is down here. Just let the game run. Those no power indicators are always a bit annoying when you start the game up, and I've got a couple of pollution monitors here. Yeah, the pollution's kind of edged out a bit this way. This is why I'm not bringing the city any further down this way. I think overall I've got another pollution monitor here. Yeah, there's a little bit of pollution coming down from the air, and somebody actually said about planting trees. So what we could do is we could probably put in a little bit. Actually, no, just put pines in, and what we'll do is just put some trees down here. There. As far as I know, there's no pollution in Gosport. Actually, let's just, maybe what we'll do is we'll try and ease off some of the pressure here by putting some trees. So we'll just for the fun of it as well, it'll just make the city look a little bit more kind of integrated, is probably the polite term. Now, the main reason I've got the game on pause is because this introduction is going to be a bit long, because we've had an update to the release in the beta test branch. We're now on 0.8.4.7, and the devs have made a number of interesting updates. The one thing which somebody actually quite rightly pointed out on in the comments is that you now have the ability to upgrade bridges. So of course, that came too late for me, because I went all the way around here and have upgraded all my bridges, but it is something that's going to be very useful going forward, because it means if you lay in kind of non-electric track and then want to upgrade it, you've got the ability to upgrade it without ripping it all apart. Another thing that they've now introduced is, if we come into settings, we've now got a filter for our notifications, and I think we're going to get rid of ambulances not arrived, employment there, and I think we're just going to put that in for the moment. So that's another big step forward. And the another change they've introduced is you can actually now build tunnels under buildings. I think that was they originally intended to do that, and then they kind of fixed it. And another problem which came up, which I was catching me out, was, and of course I think they've all been cleared now, is the fact that if you come into the mods, and what's that? University. Okay, so if I go to instruction, education. Anyway, what I'm trying to get at is that if you get a star next to your construction offices, like that, that is now a right click. So that gets rid of that problem that when you actually do things, which shows up the helicopters. It's like I've actually this might not be working as properly as well as it should be. Also interesting, it says that construction offices have fuel, but I'm pretty sure the constructions I've already built don't have fuel. So it looks like if you want to get fuel, you've got in your construction offices, you've got an existing game, you've got to rebuild them, which is a bit of a pain. And I think that covers the main changes in the 0.8.47 update. I mean, there's a lot of other bug fixes and other minor changes, but that's the main changes. What I want to do is explain why I actually played through the winter. There was two reasons. One is related to the gameplay, and another one is related to the long-term future of this gameplay. I don't know if you guys noticed in the last video, I never had any weather, and what I noticed was that when I was testing the helicopter construction offices for a preparation for a video that I've already released, I got quite regular weather events. But what I've noticed is that in this game, I've had no weather, and that's the reason why I wanted to play. And I'm starting to suspect that the only way you get weather is to start a new game, which then kind of leads into a possible issue that, because I was originally intending to keep this series going until I got to the end, but if I'm not going to have weather on it, it's going to annoy me, and therefore there's a risk that I'm going to have to restart. If it's true that there's no weather on this series, it means that when the update goes into the stable branch, I'm probably going to need to restart, because I can't play with a game with a bit that's missing, especially as I do want to do a bit more with solar power and wind power, and there's no point doing it if your wind never changes or your sun is always shining. So that is the first reason why I've actually played through the winter, and the other one is related to why the game is actually on pause, because what I need to do in this part is do quite a lot of planning. So we're probably going to spend quite a lot of time with the game on pause while I actually plan something, because there's two things I want to plan. One is down here, because I'm really starting to get another growing problem of over 21, so I've got nowhere to put them at the moment. So what I need to do is get my town planned here, and then the other thing I want to plan is the helicopter construction site, which could be a little bit more tricky, because I would like to get it into here, but because this is already laid out, I'm not sure how I'm going to fit this in. The alternative is that I do it out here somewhere in this area, but this isn't exactly flat. I want it somewhere close to here so I can use the resources from this area. Anyway, but the first thing I want to do is just get over here, and I'm just going to pause the game because I want to really concentrate on the planning here. And what I'm thinking is we got a road here coming in from there, but what I want is a kind of crossroads in the center. In fact, if I go up, say like that, just if we can get this. Oh, the other thing up here now is you actually see that they've put hotkeys in for different levels, and to turn things off, and when they are toggle, they've also added a near snap now, F4, which you can toggle on and off as well. And this relates to snapping in the roads and other items. I think we'll leave that on for the moment. And what was I going to do? F1 for the wireframe. And this is where you guys put in the comments, well, it's always been there. Yeah, well, to be honest, I'm not one of the world's best people when it comes to hotkeys. I kind of often have a little bit of an issue with them. And I think we're going to come there. And I'm not going to... I mean, we got an aggregate plant there. And what I would like to do is put in some residential here. Now, this is going to be a fairly high density town, but at the same time, I don't want it super dense. What I'd like to do is maybe I'm just going to press Control because I don't really want the road connections. I just want to plan. So what I would like is a possibly so say for argument's sake, let's just rotate that a little bit like that, and then we're got one there. And my other new resolution for the rest of this series and going forward, it's not to have so many cramped cities. I've kind of maybe if we come in a bit like that, and yeah, fine. Turn that round. Oops. Maybe. And it's just a little bit of a nudge. You get in 6 buildings like that, and then what I'm thinking is a food store at this end, with, and then possibly a secondary one if the town gets really big. Because of course we got our logistics center here, which is the warehouse. Warehouse is here. I don't think I've got a road connection to that, have I? I haven't. I mean, we got a cargo shed there, so you don't really need a posh road there. It's a bit of a fail from that point of view. I think what we're going to do is just give myself a little bit of space here, and then we're going to come kind of there. We've got a road into there, and then we're out another road like that. We got a big square, and yeah, I think I'll leave that for the moment. I'm not sure whether this will come in here or there, and we may go in that direction. Of course, what we're going to need to do is put in a food store. Should we go big? Maybe something really big like that. Yeah, why not? Let's go big. Like that. Then I said, okay, maybe it'd be better that way over this side, because then it'd be closer to that logistics center, wouldn't it? Yeah, I think we will go big. So we'll just there. And what's the meat storage here? 3 tons. What I'm inclined to do is possibly develop this out here from that perspective. Got quite a big store here. We've got some shops. Of course, we're going to need to put a bus station in. Again, what I would like to have, because this is going to be like a construction office, is rather than have one big central bus station, what I'm thinking is to have multiple bus station stroke pickup points. We could put one here, and we've got a rail connection here. We've got this coming in here. We've got the possibility of a rail connection here as well for goods. One thing I haven't, we got a meat storage in, haven't we? It's going to bring up the meat, and as some of you pointed out, I really need to do some work on it. I think what I am going to do is I'm going to put a small bus platform here. We can build this one. That can go. And that's close enough to there. We've got space here for a kindergarten. That's it. So it's left click on here. Yeah, it says right click to remove. It's left click to get the school. Oh, I don't want that one. So we can put a school in there with another kindergarten. Yeah, I think this is a reasonable start for a layout. We're just gonna, and then we can kind of build this in once the roads are built. Just take the wireframe off. It's just annoying. Now comes the fun bit. How can I get a helicopter kind of construction office in here with all the necessary kind of connections? See, the way I think about it is that, well, I don't really need, I mean, I could put the construction office over here, but what I need to do is get in the ancillary buildings. I mean, I did look at these and I can't see how I can get, I mean, I might be able to get a helipad on the back of this one, but it might just be a single one. And it'd be really great if I could do that. I don't, oh, look at that. Problem is, it's going to be that road, isn't it? If I could get that in there, that'd be really great. That, I think that's connected. That's it. Very difficult to tell, as I said. Just demolish that and try again. Just to double check. Oh, look at that. What can I kind of tilt that just a smidge? And then next question is, well, we don't need to, can I get the road out here? Look at that. Oh, that makes life a little bit easier. I know it's going to be only one platform, but I'll take that over having to build another asphalt plant there. We're not going to get away with this with the concrete plant, unfortunately. But we've certainly got that in there. Can I get a conveyor out of here? It'd be, oh, it's complicated. And can I get? Can't get a conveyor out of there. This is the. You could get a conveyor out of here, but I can't connect to that. So, say for argument's sake, I could just. Say I can get this out, say it's about as far as there. Just gonna leave that in. Of course, that's connected to the wrong one. This is the coal line, so we can't have that. And then if I can get another one out here. Oh, look at that. I can get one. You can do it. You can do it. We got, and this is the asphalt plant. Make sure I build this right one. So if I can get the concrete plant here, and I know some of you guys are going to absolutely wince, and I must admit I hate this. I really wish the update had come out now before I actually laid out this area here, but we're not actually getting any warning messages. Which, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in concrete plant here. I'd like it to kind of angle over a little bit. Say, I can't do it because I've got to put in a heliport, haven't I? Okay, what's the storage on here? 18 tons of cement. If I say, for argument's sake, I put this out quite a long way this way. And then what I need is dry storage, don't I? So if we go to... I can get a kind of dry storage there for the concrete. Now the $6 million question is, can I put on a helipad here? I know, I mean, it'd be great to get a triple in, but this is concrete as over asphalt. But do I need a triple? Because that's going to cut that road off. I mean, we could need to ship a lot of concrete. See if this will connect. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We'll just have to put a... Actually, can we get, say, two small ones in? And, oh, wow, we can get one there. Actually, could I... Let's switch that a little bit that way. Due to infrastructure, what infrastructure are you touching? Right, we can get a triple there. I'm going to put a triple in. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to need one, but I'm going to... It's kind of a little bit of a basket case. So we've got a pickup for an asphalt. Where's my asphalt gone? These guys couldn't have built it here. So we got this being built in here. We got this being built in here. We got conveyor to there. Of course, I forgot I need to put a road down to there. A bit worried about if I put on nearly 500,000. But I always get worried when I'm planning and I've got a big economy, because things can go wrong so badly. And I just feel a lot more happier doing this. So we've now got the asphalt connector, and we've now got the concrete connector. What I'm thinking is, now I'm assuming this helicopter platform will not have any pollution. And what I would like to do is kind of sneak this on. It's quite interesting. It actually needs heating as well. And because I'm only be using this exclusively for the construction office, we don't need the fuel connection, because as long as we can get fuel into the construction office, be okay. So we got that there. Now I can put... Now the big question is, where can I put this great big warehouse that's... And we got... How's the terrain here? Let's have a quick look at... And this is pretty flat. I think before I put in the next step, I just want to explain why I'm building this. And there's two reasons. One is I want to be able to move over to build the area here. What I would like to do is get a vehicle depot in here so that I can bring the road down into this area. We can start a new town here. And more importantly, I've often talked about this, is I would like to start a new town up here. And I think... And in my demonstration video for construction offices, this is one thing, an area that I was looking at. And I'm kind of thinking now, let me just have a quick look again. F1. I mean, that's a bit rough, but what I would like to do is start building a town out here. This is the reason why I'm kind of trying to put in a construction office here. So we've got in the potential for the transport, we've got concrete. Kind of thinking we've got prefabs here, we've got bricks and boards. I mean, I'm partly thinking about having some board manufacture over here. Yeah, let's see if we can fit something in here. What we need is we're gonna, of course this is going to have to be a ×3. The problem is the gravel connection, isn't it? It's only got the one road here. We're going to have to put it in range of the power. Only for argument's sake, I put it in about here. We can come off of that over that direction. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this a go. It may not work. I think if we come to this point here, and I think if we can get gravel's going to be a challenge. I don't think I can squeeze anything else out of here. Mind you, we could put in a distribution office to bring the gravel directly from here to here. So if I put in a small gravel depot aggregate store in, say, about there, say for argument's sake, just on this corner here, like that. I must admit, it does aggrieve me having to do this, and I think we can just come in there like that. And I think what we'll do is we've got gravel there, so if I put in a more distribution office of a, what is that? I'm going to do is put a small 5 vehicle distribution office here. I get 2 of them in side by side. Yes, I can. Good. Come on, you can do it. So I've got the gravel, I've got this in here, and what I need is storage. We're going to get 45 tons of mechanical components. I think what we can do is, I mean, I'd like to get a what we call it in here, a road cargo thing, but I don't think I will. It's going to be a little bit messy, isn't it? I think I can compromise. I don't really need the cargo depot here because this is going to be very much specialized delivery. The real messy bit is going to be the small storage, isn't it? Or open, medium open storing like that. And the trouble is, where can I connect it to? We've got a pipeline there that will come out to there. These are raised. Okay, it's just going to come in like that. And then I could probably extend this a little bit with a cargo office. This is terrible. So if I put this these flat terrain, but I can't do it that way, and that just the wrong way round. God, this is getting messier and messier by the minute. I could do that, but that's going to mean it's going to come in a long way, and I don't think it really works. I think what I can do is come out like that. Then we can take a gravel road. This is not going to come through there, is it? Okay. Yeah, let's just cancel that. Oh, this is absolute. Kind of come in like that, and then we can connect up with that there. It's horrible, 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 horrible. Now, so I've got in the asphalt, I've got the concrete, we've got gravel, we've got open store, we've got that. So the next question now is, where can I put my construction office? I've got a feeling it's going to have to be out here, isn't it? Because I need a lot of space, a vast amount of space. We can level this off a little bit. Actually, let me just do it with the construction office, because I'm going to need the space to be really annoying sometimes, game. Okay, is there any way I can see if I try and put it in here? Remember, we've got to get fuel. Actually, we've got to get fuel in as well, haven't I? So I don't want it too far out because we're gonna have to put. It's got to be over here. I can't see. I mean, I'm really tempted to take out one of these fields, to be honest. When we got a mega field, I could put another field in over here to compensate. So, say for argument's sake, I took out this field here. Would that mean it could fit? And it's not that far away from here. I mean, I'd be tempted to just tear down these power lines actually, but it could fit in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a go. Now, this is going to be a general purpose construction office. So, yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a go at putting it in here. But it may not work. And I say this is going to be a general purpose construction office, which means I'm going to need the bulldozer, the excavator, the paver, the roller, and the crane. So it's 5. So we need 9 slots. Plus we've got to put in a fuel supply. It's going to be fun. Okay, let me just push this out a little bit like that. We're just going to have to see if we can fit this in. Just build this in here. I'm going to say it again, it's 14. That gives me 5. Ah. Don't think that connected. Get rid of you. We've got to get a fuel line out here to supply the fuel. Right, so that's gives me 8. So there. And 8 plus, yeah, I think that gives me 8 helicopters plus 5, which is 14. No, it's 1 short, isn't it? So it's, I need 9, so I need 1 more. We get in 1 more here. This is going to be terrible. Okay, we're going to put 1 in there like that. So I've got that in there, and what I need is some way of delivering fuel. Now, one thing I know is I need a fuel pump. If I put a fuel pump in here, say there, pumping station. Is it going? It's 1 in, many out. If I put the fuel pumping station there, and I'm not even going to try and tempt fate by going underneath. You can hook to there, and then I think we're only going to. I think I can put a modded version of the fuel tank in. With, no, I don't want that. I want the modded version, please, game. I have to kind of put it out here a little bit, and then hopefully I'm going to connect that up with this. Okay, we're just going to accept that, and we're going to put you in there, and I think I've got it. I think what I've probably got is probably the worst helicopter construction office in the thing. So we've got a way to pick up passengers. We've got a way to supply fuel into here. and hopefully this will have power. If it doesn't, we'll have to find a way to get some power supplies in here. This is concrete plant is a little bit too close to here, but we'll just have to live with this. These guys, well, maybe we'll just have to move the buildings this way if necessary. So we got concrete, and we got a bulk storage there, so we can deliver that. We've got the asphalt plant here, and then we got this horrible dog's dinner over here, which is my pickup area. I know it's terrible, but the way I'm looking at it is it's close to this kind of resource distribution area, which is because the alternative would be to build out here, and then I'd have to ship all the goods and stuff out to here. So I think we're going to go with that. I mean, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and that's all there is to it. And I think that is probably the end of the planning stage. What we're going to do is a little bit of ordinary play now, just to see how things are going. Now, if any of you watched the previous video, you'll be aware that I was putting this in. You can see my gas-powered power plant here is actually finished. Well, and it's quite interesting that if you actually look here, that when you're building the underground pipes, it's actually over the top. So we're not going to do anything too much. In fact, can I put a bus in here? I mean, we've probably got loads of workers up here all waiting enthusiastically. So I think what we'll do is we'll put a bus route in. You can pick up from there and drop off there, and we'll call you Petrograd. What we got it? We'll call you gas power, because that's exactly what it is. Like we've just had a fire, and then what we'll do is get over to. I don't want to send too many workers in here, so what we'll do is we'll just choose a bus that's actually, how many workers does this actually need? 5.3 million. Wow. It only needs 15 workers, so wow, that's quite low actually. Yeah, I was expecting it needed about 100 odd workers. Kind of my instinct maybe is to just use minibuses. We get 7-seater, 7-seater, 7-seater. Yeah, I think what we're going to do is get about 3 7-seaters. And we're just going to put them on there. It's probably a little bit over the top, but I think if we do that, then you guys could just pick up the workforce there, and you can just drop off there. Just double check. Yep. And you can take the workforce out to here. If you can't really do, I mean, if we go underground, what's the hotkey for underground? F3. Can you see how much? So I mean, the pipelines are taking a long time to build them. Interesting. No input output connection. Yes, okay. So we got that built there. Next thing I need to do is take a look at my shipping and actually get this construction all around the shipping. And what have I got queued up after that? I think it's what I want is we're going to remove you, and we're going to go back to a actually pause. Because I think somebody said that in 1982 we actually get a new ship, a cargo ship, and I can't remember offhand what they called it. Got Kumo here. I think that is right click to add into favorites. Oh, it was something. I think it was the Frida. Somebody said it's going to cost me 2.5 million to get that. I mean, that's got a lot of carry capacity, isn't it, for hauling goods around. Yeah, I think we're going to get that template, and then we're going to add one of those, and we're going to build one of those. Do a bit of long-term planning. I mean, I've got the money for it. Yeah, I'm definitely sure it's the feeder. Let's have a look here. My population seems to be a bit stuck. I'm just wondering if I got problems. A lot of people can't enjoy spirituality. Jolly old meat is a problem. And I think the only way I'm going to solve the meat problem is to get some rail in. One thing I did do is I started doing some preparation over here. Because what I'm thinking is to have some meat production up here. You can see I've started leveling this area here. And what I'm thinking is to have a farm out here with some meat production up here. And we'll bring the workers up from Petrograd to here. And what we'll do is get a bit more of a meat complex, and then the meat over in Gosport, once we got the fuel really well and truly sorted out, we're going to rip out this oil refinery and put another livestock farm in here. And then what we're going to try and do is get some crops into here using the rail connections. And what I want to do is now check my railway. Let's get over to here again. Now the rail over here isn't particularly that efficient at the moment because I'm trying to get these guys to back build in this area here, and it is causing a bit of a problem. And of course what I've also want to do now is get this track running out this way, but I think overall this area is going okay. It's just taking a little bit of time. Over here these guys are just about got to here. It looks like we might have lost one of our... I think you're still building this, aren't you? What I want to do is get out to... I'm sure I put some crossovers in here somewhere. And then what I want to do is send the rail truck out this way so that we can get a train into here so we can actually export the aluminium using the train rather than the trucks. But we need to get this built here. We just go and check the construction office. Ooh, this map's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I want to make sure. Yeah, you still got 4 offices there. Over here, what's being built here? Oh, these guys are just waiting for something or other. Winchester, no one lives here. Winchester people just don't seem to be all that happy. And you can see they get lots and lots of escapees from here. It's almost like there's something kind of a bit wrong here. I mean, we got there's students in schoolyard. So we've still got a problem with schools. When I've got a school here, which I built. I can't remember actually planning it, but I must have built it. So when we've got space here, we've got 414 over 21s. I think at the moment, just to kind of keep the population flowing and using those over 21s, I'm gonna... We don't actually have many there. I think we'll just hook out a few from, say, here. We go about 20 or 30. And we can drop them into 1, 2, 3, about 30 from there. I guess that most of the over 21s are in this area. Of course, yeah, I've got my... Oh, is this finished? No. Wow. A lot of workers in here, though. Pick up some kind of... Up some over 21s. I don't want to put any more in Petrograd just at the moment. Just think, because I've got a feeling Petrograd might be getting close to having over 21s as well. So we're just going to... We'll just... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There. We got 1, 2. You can see I'm getting losses from these buildings. I've lost count how many people. Let's take a few more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And we'll just see if we can get that population to drop down again. And we've probably got over 21s in here as well. We'll just hook out a few from here. I suppose if they leave or escape, it doesn't make any difference. As long as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's have a look at the health here. I mean, is it pollution? I mean, that is the kind of $6 million question here. I mean, that's got students in the schoolyard. You've got students in the schoolyard as well. Wow. Okay, we're gonna have to put a bigger school in here. That's the only thing I can think of. Mod school. I thought that was a big school, but obviously not. That's 20, but it doesn't really fit. Okay, let's just go big time. I'm not going to expand the city anyway this direction, so let's just kind of just put a big school here. I mean, it's right in the heat zone, so put a big school in there, and then I'll hook you up there, get that built. Trying to think of ways that I can improve the meat production here. This is missing crops. Not really getting the crops into here. Gosport meat crops, where are you? Gosport bricks out. That doesn't make sense because you're all covered holes, so why are you... That doesn't make sense. Remove you. Where are you? Where is this officer? I keep looking for the big eye, and of course there isn't a big eye anymore. I think what we will do is we'll get another large covered hole in here. But I think what I'm going to do though is, rather than pick up from the customs office, what we're going to do is... I've lost them. Where are you? This one, isn't it? Meat crops. I'm going to start pulling in crops from here. And then we're going to take you off the customs office. I mean, it's a little bit of a risk, but we've got surpluses here. And it means that they've got a bit further distance, but because I think part of the problem is they're queuing here to get, because of the exports. So I think if I can deliver crops to here, we can possibly get a little bit more production going. And right, let's just get back up to here. I want to just check on my rail crew here. This is all finished. And how are you doing? You're kind of working on the... Oh, you're on... I clicked on the wrong one. It's the outside one. He's made a start on that. Let me just check up here. If you're building this tunnel, I don't want you building this tunnel. I want you going this way. Idiot. Actually, I can... Actually, yes. Got 3 million. Got a connection there. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get another train here. We're going to buy another one. We're going to buy another EDK 300. And your job is going to be to go... Well, you're going that way, so... Actually, yeah, let's get these... It's being built. No, it's not. Okay, construction has stopped. Okay. I've misread that completely. But it's not a problem, because what I want to do is get... Actually, you build that line there. Just have a look at these signals. Yep. Traffic jam. What's the traffic jam? More than vehicles are stopped. Oh, got a notification of a traffic jam. Probably because this is all full up, because I'm not using all my gravel. Okay. The last thing I haven't checked is over here. This is another area where I would really like my what we call it to be working. My helicopter construction office. In fact, the first job might be over here, putting in, started to get this connection up going. You guys are coming in there. That's looking good. How many messages have we got now? We had a fire. Oops. Oh, building on fire. Where's that? This could be a little bit shaky. I think overall here, most things are going quite well. Let's just get up to here. These underground... Wow, all that steel going. Actually, how is my steel production? Have I really started to get this? Right, we got... There's a tanker. And again, we're going to go beyond the border. I need more and more beyond the border. Load oil. Unload fuel. Load fuel. Unload oil. We are getting a fairly steady load of steel flowing into here now. Let me see what's being built up here. At the moment we're just laying in the roads and getting all the connections up. I'm just going to let my offices kind of get stuck into this, and probably could do with another small distribution office here as well, or the what we call it, for the fuel trucks, to bring the fuel trucks up to. I think we're probably only going to need about 3. So we'll just drop a more distribution office in there. And what we'll do is we'll put 3 oil tankers in here that will thing. How are we doing over here? Oh yeah, these guys are working quite hard. Don't sort of have a power supply over here. I really need to give the... So what's up with this? Why have you've got power? Okay. We still need this being built. We need this to be built. I think what I'm going to do is put Winchester Construction onto there, and as well as an assist, because we're now running a fairly real risk of fire out here. But this guy's going there. What are you waiting for? Ah. Okay. What's up with this? No? Why are you waiting? You're coming up there. What's up with this? Oh, it's this section here. I'll have to put in some... Will that work? Yep. So I've broken this section here now. least it's two reasonable lengths. Yeah, it's this back flip here. God, really need to get out to here to connect the power up. Back to here. What are you? I don't want this built, please, at the moment. What I want is you going that direction. Actually, where is the no crossover out here? I want this to be built first. It's going to be really important to get this aluminium train up and running. I'm just going to get here. Whoops. That's the. I want this built out this way. I'm quite happy to build this out this way, but what I want is one coming out this way. Then we can get this back curve in, which means I can then build in this section. And I think if I can get these tunnels underway through the bear, that will work as well. So you're going that way, okay. Ooh. Okay, we've got 2.8 million. Have a look at my economy again. Yeah, we got nearly 800,000 rubles from. What's the over 21s again? Yeah, the over 21s are kind of settling down a little bit. We've got a school here. Let's have a look at what else is. What's the problems here? Pub, electronics. Do you guys have any electronics? A little bit. I wonder if I bring in some electronics up here. That might help them, make them a little bit more happier. I mean, because we got the TV station being built. So what is my, who's distributing electronics? No, I don't want the gym, I want the shop. Where is the shop? Here. So who's distributing electronics? You're doing chemicals and electronics. And you're completely empty, so that means you're probably moving a lot, yeah, because you're moving chemicals up quite a long way. And I think what I probably need to do is build another big construction office here for the distribution of electronics. So I think we're putting I get another medium distribution office in there. We'll just drop you in there. Just get the Hammond Road. Get this guy. Of course, we've got the new option to deliver mechanisms by trucks, but none of my current construction offices are set up for that. So my television station is complete, missing actors and staff, but we should have our bus coming up now, bringing in some workers. I think we'll drop that down to, we can't, we need to increase it. Educational strength, drop that down to about 85%. And we've now got our actors and staff arrive. We've now got our TV operating. 13% of the population have television. We've now got our television station up and running. And what we need to do now is get some electronics up to here. If we can make everybody a little bit happier. Just another final check on my... Yeah, I think we're getting a little bit more production now with respect to crops, which is coming into here, which means my meat should get a bit perked up a little bit more now. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be brilliant, but I think if we can bring the crops in from over here, that should make things make the meat production a bit more efficient, because it means that I've no longer got crop trucks down to here, which should alleviate the traffic jam in this area. So that solves that problem. So many things to look at, so many things to consider, and we're kind of running at about 45,000 population at the moment. And I think just to wind up, we'll just have another quick look at what's going on. So there are helicopter construction areas going here. We've probably got a bit of space here, so I think what we're going to do is just find the over 21s and bring them to Gravelton. We don't have any of over 21s in here. I'll just kind of shove you, relocate you to Gravelton. We're going to need you. 1, 2, 30. And we'll just hook out a few more. How about Petrol? Oh, look at Petrograd's got population surplus now. It's going to hook out a few of those. The Petrograd is happy. It's just Winchester isn't happy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put in 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. So does Petrograd have meat? Nope. But they seem to be a lot happier. I mean, they've got a bit of a sport issue, which I probably need to look at. I haven't really fully developed the sport in this area. Let's see. We've got workers here, but we've got no oil. The reason we've got no oil is because we haven't finished the pipelines yet. These pipelines are taking ages to build. I mean, just go back, and was it F3? I mean, they're nearly there. It's just taking a very long time to get there. Obviously, we don't need plastics. I don't really want to export them. Actually, one thing I do want to take a look at is bitumen and fuel. There's one thing I've got is I've got a surplus, a massive surplus of fuel at the moment, which is pretty incredible, really, considering the fact that I'm cheapskating it with fuel over here. I'm just wondering, do I have any spare capacity here with respect to I mean, this is wind crops. Kind of wondering, I mean, how much if I got a fuel surplus here? We don't have a big surplus here. What we got here? Oh yeah, that's what I'm looking for. A small distribution office. I was going to buy an oil tanker here. What's the biggest, fastest oil tanker that I can get? That's a Zeal for 90 kilometers an hour. That's 90 kilometers an hour. That's 6 tons. You're 9 tons. You're 16 tons. No, oh yeah. We got an RMD. We got the KMZ here, which is a little bit cheaper. It's got the same capacity, 16 tons. I'm just going to buy one of those. And then what I've got is over here, we've got a couple of spare tankers. They're probably not that good, but they're free. And where are you? What I'm going to do is get you to there, you to there. Now your job is going to be to pick up fuel from here. Fun, isn't it? You're going to pick up fuel, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to deliver the fuel to here. And your job is to get this to 90%. Now, the idea behind this is that these guys will bring the fuel to here, drop it off, because this is the only one delivering the fuel. And if I can get a surplus in here, that means that what I can do then is get rid of this oil refinery here. At the moment, because I'm moving the oil from here, and if we go to this office, which is not there, okay, where's your office? Oil deliveries, gospel oil deliveries, and if we go to there, you're right over here, which means you're traveling a lot of distance doing nothing. And if I can get that in there, then eventually we'll get the train that will bring the oil into here. Not the oil, fuel. Let me just get over to here. You guys got anything to do? You're kind of working on an unfinished pipeline. You don't really have any more jobs out here. What I'll probably do in preparation for the next part is do a bit of leveling out here, so that these construction officers have got something to do. And just what was I going to do? I was going to look at, like, this guy's run out of jobs. Okay, let me just have a quick look. Well, it says they've got 3 jobs. Where is it? 136. Got whatever it is. That's that one. This means this is probably the other one. Okay, it says they're almost working on. Okay, you're working on this one. I think what we got here is a conflict between the two. Anyway, this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. In the next part, I definitely feel the need to start planning this area so I can use these construction offices to push things up. Hopefully we will get the pipelines finished here. And I think we should have some oil in here to... Yeah, we've got plenty of oil in there at the moment. And of course, we'll also be working towards getting our helicopter construction office finished. But until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.